In today's ever-changing international legal landscape, you may have heard of several terminologies being employed by the news, newspapers, books, columns, scholarly articles, and wondered what exactly they might mean. This is an explainer to help you with just that. International law is defined as a set of rules and legal instruments regarded and accepted as binding agreements between nation-states. International law is typically divided into public international law and private international law. A treaty is a formal agreement entered into by two or more nation-states. It is also called a convention, an agreement, a protocol, and a charter. Crimes against humanity are acts intended to cause major suffering or serious impairment of physical or mental health, and these qualify as crimes against humanity when committed as part of a widespread or systematic attack directed against a civilian population. Jus ad bellum is the right to war. When and under what conditions is war ever justifiable is what jus ad bellum will describe. Jus ad bellum sets the boundaries for the use of force. Jus in bello defines justice in war. These principles govern the conduct of parties during the law of war and armed conflict, and in a broader sense define the rights and obligations of all neutral parties. Ratification is the formal acceptance of the rights and obligations of any treaty. If the treaty has entered into force, the treaty thereafter becomes legally binding to parties that have ratified the treaty. A signatory is a party that has signed an agreement. In regards to a treaty, a signatory is not yet legally bound by the treaty. Instead, a signatory agrees to an obligation not to defeat the purpose of any signed treaty. Collective security is a system for keeping the peace in which all participating states undertake as a fundamental principle to renounce recourse to military force against other states, adopting instead collective coercive measures against an aggressor. Sovereign. A sovereign state is an independent and self-governing nation with the right to control the land, laws, and governance located within its territorial boundaries. Succession. State succession applies when a new state is formed from territory once ruled by another sovereign. Essentially, a new state replaces a former state through annexation, union, dissolution, or separation. And that's a wrap on important international legal jargon. You are now equipped to better understand the use of this terminology.